It's your girl, Hope Your TV Movie Bestie, and I watch good shit, and I just got done watching this week's episode of The Vampire Lestat. Y'all, this show be taking me on such a roller coaster. Every time I feel like I kind of know where we're going, I feel like, okay, I got it. Something come along, and I'll be like, wait, what we doing now? So I have some thoughts, but we'll do that at the end. The episode opens up with Lestat telling us that he has faked his death thanks to a second shooting at one of his concerts. And I'm just like, what kind of music you be performing that be making people want to shoot the club up? Like, nope. Now that he has faked his death, he is working on his album. Because remember, they had not recorded an album. They was just on tour. Eventually, people find out that he has faked his death. Gabriella, she has taken over complete control. She has created a very small little circle around him for safety and for getting the album recorded. Because she really wants him to record an album for all of the vampires of the world. She wants to have it awaken them and gather them together. Lestat, he is not pleased with the way the recordings are going. He says that, he's trying to tell his story through music. He has nearly 3 centuries of story to tell, and he just feels like it's not being adequately expressed through the music. We learn how Lestat was saved by Armand's maker, who is Marius, and he's also known as the Keeper. Lestat meets the mother and father of vampires, which is Akasha and Akil, and they are still alive, but they in some kind of catatonic state. They look like statues. And Marius tells him that one night they got burned because Lestat's like, what happened to him? And he said one night they got burned. He was transporting their coffins and they were burned by the moon. Lestat remembers a night where him and Gabriella were out and they got burned by the moon. And he said he had to run inside, take shelter, and it took us months to recover. Marius is like, well, yep, that's what happened. And now you know why there are so few vampires. Because when she started to burn, because she is the mother of all vampires, if she dies, all vampires will die. So a lot of vampires actually died that night before he could come to and save her. Marius, he asked Lestat, with now becoming the new keeper, he has to entertain Akasha. He plays music for her, and then he has to feed her the ashes of the dead. That's how she survives instead of by blood. Now, Regina, she is still playing Claudia. This time she's pretending to be Louis' sister, and she has this friend with her who apparently is more than her friend because they start kissing. They're all out having dinner one day, and something about this kiss seems to trouble Louis because he just stares at Claudia like, what you doing? Very weird and awkward, that scene. Just like, what are y'all doing? So Daniel, he is interviewing fans about Lestat's death. And Armand appears and he starts speaking through one of these fans. Daniel finds him and Armand tells him that he's in love with him. Yes, I really loved you when in the second season we were doing the whole interview with Louis. I fell in love with you. He has been watching him for years, over 50 years. He also tells him that Sophia is Gabriella, who is Lestat's mother. And he wants to give Daniel half of his life back, and he wants to help him be able to walk in the sun. Daniel's processing all of this, and pretty much all he hears is, wait, you say I can go in the sun again? So he's very interested in that piece. Now, Akasha and Lestat, they getting along very well. He's bringing her gifts. Sometimes she speaks like a few words or a sentence. She also can move her hand, so she just taps it on the table that she lays on. Lestat, he talks to her. He questions about how did she become the mother of all vampires? Like, who made her? Why do they exist? He also wonders why his mother left him. And so one day he's talking to her. Akasha fully wakes up, like she's sitting up, and she says, come to me, to Lestat. So he comes over and she starts drinking from him. Regina, she is on a little boat ride with Louis, and she's asking him about his relationship with his boyfriend. And of course, she's doing this Claudia accent, and Louis like, hey, you don't have to do all that. You can just talk like yourself. And she said, oh, okay. So they carry on with their little scene. Lestat, he is recording music. He's working on the album. And so he gets a text from Louis. And Louis like, I need you. Come to me. Of course, he goes and he tells Lestat all about Regina and the game they've been playing. And he's like, I can't tell what's real anymore. I don't know if she's really come back to me, if she's alive, if this is her. Some days we go, I think it's real. And then I don't really know if it's real. I need you to go inside the dime, talk to her, and figure out if she's real or not. And so Lestat is just like, okay, like this what you've been doing? All right. So he goes in, he sees her, and he's like, whoa, oh yeah, she definitely looks like Claudia. He tells her, you gotta stop this. Y'all gotta stop this game y'all playing because it is hurting Louis. And she's like, look, I had some debts I had to pay off. That's why I got involved with this. And he's like, well, why are you still working here? I'm sure he's paying you good money. And she's like, look, I come back here because sometimes it gets really weird between us and I can't handle it. And I need something that I know is for sure real. Lestat's like, yeah, I'm done with this. So he walks out, he goes to Louis and he's like, do not see this person again. Leave her alone. She is not Claudia. Claudia has not come back to you. Get away from this girl. Also, next time somebody try to kill me, pick up the phone, because after all these shootings, Louis never reached out to see if Lestat was okay or anything like that. And Louis like, yeah, I know, I'm an asshole. Okay, I'll do better. So Lestat goes back to the studio and he in his zone. He started writing, he started recording, he's writing a song about Claudia. Once he gets finished with this and listens to it, he's like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the vibe. And so the band, they listen to it and they like, this don't really fit with the theme we got going on. And he's like, I know, we gotta re-record the whole album. And they said, what? And he's like, yeah, we got a new sound. This is what we doing. One of the bandmates, he's like, I can't do this no more. I'm just out. Like, I'm gonna quit. Y'all do whatever y'all got to do, but I'm out. That's Larry. Larry leaves. And the others, they're like, what's going on? What's up with the sound? And he's like, look, y'all can't hear it because y'all ain't vampires. And they're like, okay, make us vampires. We want to know. We want to feel it. Like, we are engaged. We're all about the band. They cut their little hands and they're like, come on, drink us. Make us vampires. And Lestat's like, no, we gonna make the album, but not like this. Lestat and Akasha, they are drinking each other's blood. They gone. Darius comes home and he's like, what the hell going on? He is furious because Akasha, she's sitting up and she just going on nonstop talking. Who knows what she even talking about? Lestat, he literally floating in the air. Maris is like, what have y'all been doing? And he's like, you drunk her blood? And Lestat's like, she drunk my blood. I drunk her blood. Yes, we won. And he's like, oh my gosh. Because basically now Lestat is indestructible. Because he has her blood in him, he can't be killed. And that's also dangerous because if he gets injured, he won't die, but he will suffer. And he could suffer for a really long time. And so Marius was hoping to prevent all this, and it's just a mess. So Larry, he in the subway, he's done quit the band. He got his little equipment with him. He sees a fan. She's like, oh my gosh, you're from the band. So she starts talking. She's like, I'm so sorry about Lestat dying. What are you doing out here with all your gear? Oh, are y'all doing the album? I heard that was on the internet. Y'all making the album. And he's like, I don't know what they doing. I'm out the band. I ain't doing nothing. And she's like, oh man. Armand appears sitting next to him. And she's like, you know what? You're right. You look tired. I'm going to leave you alone. Just get some rest. And so Armand speaks to him and he says, she's right. You look tired. And he said, do I know you? He said, no, but you are tired. You should get some rest. And he says, okay, you're right. I should get some rest. And I said, I know this man not about to unalive himself. Yes. He gets up, walks right in front of the train. And Armand just sitting there looking. And I'm just, because Armand is bad news always. The episode ends. Y'all, halfway through this episode, I was like, this show is getting so weird. I think I might be done with it. I just can't. I don't know. It's so weird. But this whole piece with Regina, Claudia, Louis, that keeps me going because they are the craziest. I can't wait to see what's happening with it because I know this is not going to have a good ending. And I also like how Louis and Lestat are still connected. I think Lestat going to have to save Louis from Regina because I just do not think this is going to end well. And also, what the fuck is Armand doing? You love Daniel and you stalking Daniel. And what are you going to do so Daniel can walk in the sun again? But also, clearly, you're still Armand. Still the person who don't care about people because you just had this man kill himself for no reason. And what's your end game with Lestat? Because why are you really back in his life? I can see if you're in love with Daniel and you're trying to make that work. But what does the Lestat connection have to do? What you doing there? Also, I'm sick of Gabriella. I really am sick of her. I do not like her. I hate that she is Lestat's fledgling because he can never disconnect from her ever. Like her heart, her just, their relationship is annoying to me. And it is so complicated and weird and creepy. Like Lestat says, I want her to leave and be gone so then he can just heal and get over her. Obviously, she's not going to do that. And also, what is she planning? Because she seems very invested in him making this album for the vampires to do what? What are they about to do? So I just have so many questions. And even though halfway through the episode, I was like, I think I'm going to stop watching this show. By the end, I was like, no, I'm going to keep watching. I don't know. Me and this show in a toxic relationship. I'm definitely still watching. This whole Akasha thing, now her on the show. So, yeah. So many different little pieces and things that are happening. I'm still rocking with it. Y'all let me know what you think of this week's episode and the show in general in the comments below. I'm your TV movie bestie. I'm on all the socials. Like, subscribe, and follow. And I will see y'all on the next show, on the next episode. Bye, besties.